astronaut? An astronaut! Lingonberry. An astronaut! From NASA! Well, that's, you know, most astronauts that I've met or worked with NASA. Very few work at Walmart. I'm an astronaut. Can I help you? Anyway, you can catch him in the season finale of The Big Bang Theory, airing May the 10th, right here on CBS. Please welcome Mike Massimino, everybody. Mike Massimino. I got it right, Mike, right? You're still with NASA, right? You haven't branched out on your own.
No.
So, maybe you might want to think about that. Like, start up your own small business. Astronaut.
Are you trying to tell me something I don't know about?
No.
Did my boss call you?
No. NASA's very happy with your work.
Okay.
I'm just saying that, you know, you might want to branch out on your own and be a self-employed astronaut, small business.
You know, there are some guys who are doing that, but they're mainly really rich guys. Like
well,
Richard
I guess that's
Branson
true.
and
Richard
those
Branson,
guys.
yeah.
It costs a lot of money to get your own spaceship together. But they are trying it. They have these commercial companies that are doing it.
I agree with Buzz Aldrin, who says that the private sector is how, you know, that it's going to get further into expand space travel.
I hope so. I think that's the natural progression of things.
Yeah,
you know? Just like air travel.
Air traffic, yeah.
So I hope we get to that point.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm ready to branch out on my own yet, though.
I don't know if I'd be ready as well. Like, you want to take a Southwest flight to Mars? I'm like,
There's a lot. It's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You got to hire people, and then you got to, you know, you figure all that stuff out.
Also, you know, a no-frills airline to you know, another planet. The fold-down table. It's 10 years to Mars?
It'll take, no, not that long, but it's, you know,
it's
6 months
like
or so.
Years,
it could if you don't give them the right, and then people complain about it. You know, I'm
peanuts fly around. And, How are things? You haven't been up there in a while, have you?
No, it's been a couple of years.
Yeah. Do you ever take a ride in an airplane just to kind of get a little kind of methadone?
I just pretend. I just close my eyes and pretend I'm still in space.
Well, you know, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you could go to the fun fair and get, you know, Disneyland or something.
Right.
Zero gravity thing, or that ride. These, you know, the vomit comet thing.
We can do that in airplanes. So we still fly in airplanes.
Right.
We can still go on amusement park rides. Although I stay away from the ones that have to do with space. You know, the ones in Disneyland, they have some kind of Disney World ride.
Space Mountain?
Well, not Space Mountain, that's right. But there's another one where you have to, like, this mission to Mars or something.
Right.
And you've got to hit buttons. And I was on there with my son, and I was screwing around with him. And you're supposed to follow instructions.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying attention. And then we crashed or something, and it said, you would not make a good astronaut.
Oh, man.
So I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Don't ever do that again.
So the roller coasters are okay because there's no test involved.
Right.
But it's embarrassing to go into anything where it involves some kind of astronaut test. I stay away from those.
The only thing you have to do is Space Mountain at Disneyland. You have to.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah, a little bit before you go on. And
I don't think that. Don't do that at home, kids. That's not good. That's not. You don't want to do it. Well.
No, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying people do it.
All right.
I have heard.
Okay. I wouldn't know anything about it. I know nothing about it.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So what's going on with NASA right now, then? What are you guys doing?
Well, we are still flying people in space.
Great organization ever. I love it.
There you go. Yeah. And we appreciate the love you give us. We know you love us.
You know, great swag, lovely hats.
Yeah. Coffee mugs.
Patches. Little patches and stuff.
Pins.
Oh, yeah. And also, going to outer space is also pretty cool.
That's a good thing, too. We have two of my friends are in space now, Don Pettit and Dan Burbank, two Americans.
That's good names for astronauts as well.
Dan Burbank and Don Pettit?
Dan Burbank.
He kind of, you know, he's got a mustache and he flew helicopters for the Coast Guard.
Have you noticed that all helicopter pilots are crazy?
You would have to be crazy to fly a helicopter.
You think so, right?
Yeah, it looks like...
I think it's a vibration.
I don't like it. I don't trust those things. Whenever you meet a helicopter pilot, you ask him two questions. The first is, how many hours do you have? Right. And the second was, how many crashes?
And then do the math.
Yeah, and to see how well they did. Because those things are like something Da Vinci came up with. And I don't see how, you know, how does that thing fly?
I've heard people say that they don't actually fly. The pilots have said they're just rejected by the ground because they're so weird looking.
That makes sense. I like that.
The ground just goes,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask Dan about that.
No, but helicopter pilots, they love helicopters. I'm scared of that a little bit.
I don't, you know, you've got to, I don't trust them. I'd rather be in a
Rocket,
an airplane.
space shuttle? Yeah.
I'd rather be in a rocket full of rocket fuel.
That's not dangerous at all.
No.
Space shuttle's done as well now. That's
the space shuttle's done. So that's completed, and now they're turning them over to museums. Just last week, they started delivering.
Can I have one?
You can. You're going to get one.
I'd put one out the back there. It'd look awesome.
You don't have enough room. But you're going to get one here in California, though.
Oh,
you're going to
really?
get one in Los Angeles. Yeah, the California Science Center.
Oh, I go there.
Is going to get Space Shuttle Endeavour. I think that's planned for the early fall.
Nice.
And Discovery has just been delivered to the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
And the Enterprise, which was a drop test space shuttle, it never flew in space. It was used for landing tests. That's going to New York City.
Is that the one that was on the back of the 747?
They all got transported that way. But yeah, when he did the drop test, they brought it up with a 747, and then they let go, and the thing came down and landed before they flew the space shuttle in space.
Yeah, but it didn't. I mean, someone flew it down.
Oh, yeah. No,
see, I want to meet the guy.
You know who the guy is?
Who's that?
It's an interesting guy. It's Fred Hayes. If you remember the Apollo 13 movie?
Yeah.
He was in the Apollo. He was the guy who was one of the Apollo 13 astronauts.
Right.
He stayed with NASA after the Apollo program and was one of the test pilot guys.
See, if I was on Apollo 13, if I got back to Earth, I'd be like, I think I'm getting into gardening.
Well, he probably needed a few more years for retirement, you know, and so he didn't go back to space. He flew the thing down from the 747.
Do you know, I went to the Legends of Aviation dinner last year. You ever go to that?
No, I'm not a legend of aviation.
No, I sit there now.
You have to be a legend.
But Jim Lovell was there, right?
Oh, that's cool.
Right, so Jim Lovell was being introduced. Jim Lovell was the captain of Apollo 13, right?
Yeah, commander,
Commander, right. So he was being introduced by Sully Sullenberger. And
cool guy.
Right. So Sullenberger gets up and he says, Jim Lovell taught me everything I need to know about aviation. He said, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how terrifying or scary or how close death may look, always sound cool on the radio.
That's what he did. And he's a cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Amazing guy.
Yeah.
Amazing guy.
I got a chance to meet him a couple of years ago, Sully, and I had a question for him. And I asked, is it true that you landed in Hudson River, Sully, because you didn't want to land in New Jersey? I goes, and why? He goes, and he kind of laughed, but I think that might have been why.
Yeah. You know, I think any conceivable joke about that miracle in the Hudson thing, he's heard it a couple of times. He's like, don't even tell me I heard it. So what are NASA doing now then? What are you guys doing?
Well, we still have the guys in space.
Next big one, though.
And the next big thing, there's really two things going on. One is that we're helping some of these commercial companies develop ways to launch cargo and people into space to go to the International Space Station, which is in low Earth orbit. You know, we're only 250 miles up around the orbit where the space shuttle flew, near where I flew when I went to the Hubble Space Telescope. It's a couple hundred miles up. So we want to go beyond that. So we're hoping that these commercial companies, like you mentioned, will be able to take us to the International Space Station. And then we're hoping to go beyond low Earth orbit, which means places like the moon or to Mars or to an asteroid. So for that, we need a big rocket, which we're developing.
You don't want to go to an asteroid.
It wouldn't be my first choice.
An asteroid? There's nothing there.
It's like it's a big rock.
Yeah, it's like Reno without casinos. It's just nothing.
I tend to agree with you. But it's a possible place that we could go. My preference would be the moon.
I
think that's why the moon is there.
Right, you're meant to go there.
Yeah, God put the moon there. Here's a playground. Go play.
Go
find me here. Put it close, not too far away.
And this would be a great place for a bar.
Maybe so.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Yeah. But no atmosphere. That's an old joke. That's an old joke.